by striker standards.
Yeah, it's 52 odd million. I
How
thought
much
like
did you pay for
mid
Šeško?
50s, 66
Right.
plus
So
add-ons.
United tax.
Yeah.
But I think obviously he's going to be worth every penny if he makes the difference between Arsenal winning a league or not, because that's what we've also banged the drum about for the last 2-3 seasons. Well, they're this player away, without player away, they need a striker. So if he's the difference of getting over the line, then yeah, it was worth it. There's so many dodgy things that go on behind the scenes in football. Football is a very dirty sport. Like, I think that people don't realise how much actually goes
Backroom
on.
deals,
And backroom
backdoor
deals.
stuff. I mean, you saw with the Sam Allardyce stuff years ago.
Yeah, there's things
like
that
when he
goes
didn't
on
go
all
for
the
England because he was
time.
recommending like third transfers.
Yeah.
Oh, you can siphon money off this deal here and there.
Yeah, exactly. So there's things that happen all the time, things that are loopholed, and things that are like, look, it's just football, guys. I don't think that anyone really can imagine that we live in this magical world where like everything is done above board and people don't tap up players and anything like that. Sometimes you get caught out for it, sometimes you don't, because it happens most of the time, unless you're trying to do that to a Nottingham Forest player, and then Marinakis might put you in some trouble. But apart from that, it happens all the time at every single club. So yes, I think it will probably be worth it for Arsenal in the long run.
I'm gonna, as a United fan, I'm gonna talk about my guys for a second. Obviously, if we had a deal with Sporting for Gyökeres, obviously Gyökeres was, he's Amram's guy. He's the guy that I think if you pick one single player, put Amram on the map more than anyone else, but also Amram put Gyökeres on the map big time by being the guy. Gyökeres scored 66 goals in 68 games for Amram. Like, it was so obvious that Amram was like, I want a striker with English football experience. Obviously, he has that in the Championship a few years ago, but European pedigree of winning the golden, winning the boot among Europeans' biggest leagues, like 92 goals in 100 games or whatever the insane record was that he had. But I reckon we've dodged a bullet with him.
Do you think that?
I think that, yeah. Having watched Šeško, obviously watching Gyökeres play, I know Gyökeres has more goals, more starts for Arsenal so far, but having watched Šeško play, and I think the player that Šeško can become and is likely to become at us, because I think Šeško can be the guy to break that whole graveyard shift position up front of playing for Man United. Because at the moment, the only players who have played well for United up front are players who have had 10, 12 years of experience. You've got Cavani, Ronaldo, Ibrahimovic are our three best strikers post Sir Alex Ferguson, I think, clearly. Anthony Martial is also in that conversation. But that was because we were so tailored to him, especially under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Šeško, I think, can be that guy, that younger player, to finally break that mold. I think he's fantastic. His last couple of games for us that I've seen from him. City was all right. Against Chelsea, he was taken off at half time because of the whole red card thing. But then against Brentford, I thought he was very good. And then against Sunderland, I thought he was awesome. I reckon that Šeško is going to end up having a better Premier League career than Gyökeres is.
They'll clip that.
I know they will. I know they'll clip that. But that is as far as hot takes go, I think that's like up there with one of the hottest ones of mine. And I also think that if you got this Šeško, if you got like Šeško, who he can be in this Arsenal team, I think Arsenal, like, I watch what Gyökeres' role is right now, and I think that Šeško could do that better in terms of being like the really tall guy who's like getting on the end of crosses, target man, can lay it down. Because Šeško's been doing it all season for us so far. I know he's not started loads of games yet, but with like against Sunderland, literally Le Mans, his instruction was as soon as they start pressing, ping up to Šeško. That was the instruction.
So would
he did
you say
it flawlessly.
that you think that it should have been the other way around, that Manchester United should have got Gyökeres and Arsenal should have got Šeško?
No, I'm happy that we got Šeško over Gyökeres.
Okay.
And I think that Arsenal have missed the trick on not getting Šeško. And I know I'm not the only person to say this, because I know Jack is a massive fan of... He was gutted when we got Šeško.
Yeah.
He's a massive fan of Šeško.
But the link with Gyökeres was linked for so long that it seemed like that actually the only destination he was... I know there was a little bit between United and like who...
Oh, it was Arsenal. I mean, yeah, as his agent says here, it says that there was always a commitment to Arsenal from Gyökeres.
Yeah.
So, like, from day one, Gyökeres wanted Arsenal. And I think fair, cool, thank you, sweet. We got Šeško out of it.
Yeah.
Which I'm happy about.
Well, I think time will tell on both of those fronts.
Yeah. But that is...
It's an early doors take. It's like when there was those comparisons between Darwin Núñez and Haaland. So it's a big statement.
Reading the chat, some of them are not happy with me, but it is what it is. Time will tell. We'll see. How have you assessed the two of them so far?
My assessment of both, I thought Šeško looked quite good against Sunderland, but again, I feel like it's hard to kind of tell with Manchester United in general. I haven't like looked at his performance and been like, oh, he's really, really crap. Like I haven't looked at him and been like, what a kind of bum player. But I think obviously where Gyökeres is going to get probably more service, obviously, at Arsenal. Like, that is probably a given.
For now, yeah.
For now. I mean, especially with the struggles that you've got at Manchester United. I think until probably there's a managerial change, and maybe we can see a little bit more, I mean, less of this kind of like twin 10 roles that we've got going on. I think he's done fine. In terms of hitting the ground running, I don't think either of them have massively come in and hit the ground running. Like, whether or not I expected them to, I don't know. I think if you it depends what you're comparing to. Like, even when I think about like Haaland coming into the league, like, City did take a while to adapt to obviously having that kind of out and out striker. Arsenal kind of doing the same thing. He hasn't been terrible, Gyökeres. He hasn't probably been as prolific as maybe Arsenal fans won't admit it, but I think that, like, as prolific as they might have thought he would have been straight off of coming in, based on his season last season as well at Sporting. So I think both have been fine. I don't think anyone has been particularly overwhelming. I'm just kind of looking at them like, fine.
It's hard to be an overwhelmingly fantastic striker in the Premier League, isn't it? When you've got Erling Haaland there doing what he does.
Well, yeah, but I also think, like, it does take time to adapt to a league. We obviously kind of take the mick when we talk about someone like Florian Wirtz, for example. Like, it does take time to adapt to coming into a new league. Like, there's lots of different things that go on. These people are also human, and there's things that go on in their own life, and having pressure of being that main person, that person that's going to make the difference of you winning a league, or I don't know, in your case, keeping you up or something like that. Like,
top half.
Yeah, top half.
Just top half, please.
There's pressures. Like, it does take time. We're on the back of Florian Wirtz after however many games, and because you're comparing him to someone like Enekatike, who's come in and slotted in and fitted in really well. But on the other hand, Liverpool aren't performing at their best right now. Obviously, everyone's on the back of them after losing 3 games. Like, it's crazy. Football is incredibly fickle, and people want to be this kind of like internet culture of like rah 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 on the back of people immediately if they don't drop a 10 out of 10 performance. And even if they are dropping a 10 out of 10, people still find something to criticise them on. Like, these are regular people, and it does take time for them to adapt. It's not often I will defend Arsenal players, but I do just think that in football in general, like, we are very, very critical. And yes, okay, it can be for banter. I'm guilty of it as well, but I just think as a striker, it's a hard job. It's a very hard job, especially in the Premier League. So things do take time.
Yeah, in the Premier League, it's like it's the top and back end of teams now that there's so much focus on, isn't there? You've got the striker and goalkeeper. I think you've seen that at United really well. 2 odd million.
How much did you pay for Šeško?
Mid-50s, 66.
Right.
Plus add-ons.
United tax.
Yeah.
But I think obviously he's going to be worth every penny if he makes the difference between Arsenal winning a league or not, because that's what we've also banged the drum about for the last 2-3 seasons. Well, they're this player away, without player away, they need a striker. So if he's the difference of getting over the line, then yeah, it was worth it.